This book is absolutely fucking wild. This book is like off the wall insane, and I loved it. Small business supporters, I am Savvy. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe because every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central, I have new videos coming out about books, writing, and small business owner life. Today, in the spirit of supporting small businesses, I am reading a book put out by a small business, Stone Ridge Books, which is the publishing company created by Mandi Lynn, who is a fellow AuthorTuber, so supporting the community, supporting the small businesses, it's the good shit. I briefly talked about this book on my fall TBR and also on my AuthorTuber book haul because Mandi Lynn is an AuthorTuber here on the wonderful planet of YouTube, and this book of hers sounded really interesting to me and I was so excited to read this book. So basically, I first heard about this book when I did my storytime video talking about how I first came up with the idea for my novel One Final Vinyl, which stay tuned because I have announcements about that coming out soon. But the premise of that book that I wrote, right, is that there's a teenage girl and one night an elderly woman with Alzheimer's shows up at her door. The girl decides to drive her back to the retirement home and the two of them end up on a long road trip together and become best friends. So it's very wholesome and it has some sad parts, but overall it's very funny and kind of like hipster mumblecore dialogue kind of thing. When I was telling the story about how I first came up with the idea for this book, Mandi Lynn commented on my video and was like, I also wrote a book about a character who has Alzheimer's, and I was like, that's amazing. I wasn't expecting this, right? I was like, I wonder what that's gonna be like. This book is like, I'd call it like kind of a sci-fi thriller kind of thing. This book is fucking crazy, right? It's nothing like what I was writing, but I was glad for that because this book was really, really, really interesting and I'm excited to tell you guys about it. So this book basically has two intersecting storylines. One is this nurse named Willow, who her elderly father is dying of Alzheimer's and she's worried that she's gonna get it too because it's passed along genetically in families often, and there was no way for them to save him. Her husband, who's a doctor at the same hospital, was working on potentially studying the effects of Alzheimer's because there's like a new drug that can mimic the effects of it in people's bodies. They will then be able to find something to oppose it as a cure kind of thing. So they were working on studying to find a cure, but they weren't ready to inject it into people's bodies yet. So Willow's father unfortunately died before the tests could be run on this drug. Now she's like very bitter about her father's death and is also very worried that she might get Alzheimer's in the future, and her main goal is, I just need to eradicate this disease entirely. The second storyline is a teenage girl named Samantha who is involved in a house fire. Both of her parents die in the fire and she and her sister survive, and they both end up going to the hospital, but while they're at the hospital, Samantha she doesn't recover from anything. Instead, she starts to slowly lose her mind and the doctors are like, what the fuck is going on? It's revealed pretty early on what happens, which is that, you know, Willow has gone ahead against all medical ethics, against her husband's wishes, against all reasonable, sane, common sense of any kind, against all forms of human empathy. She has stolen the drug and injected it into Samantha. Samantha becomes a human experiment. A 16-year-old girl slowly starts to get Alzheimer's. The rest of the book is figuring out, like, the doctors are trying to figure out what's wrong with her. Willow's trying to get her experimented on so that they can figure out how to cure it. It's insane! Oh my god. So I really, really liked this book. I'm going to be giving this book 4 stars, which I will explain my reasoning behind that. Mainly the reason, you know, for the 4 stars are I really liked this book. I thought it was fascinating. I was gripped. Like, I was so hooked. There were moments that were like really emotional in this. It got me feeling a lot of different things. I was really scared for the characters a lot, and you know, I even found myself feeling sympathy for Willow in a lot of cases, even though she has done some like ridiculously inexcusable things, but like at the same time, it's like you kind of see her process of how she arrived at that, and you also start to feel sympathy for her when she gets caught and like a whole bunch of things. It's fascinating. The reason I took off a star was that I thought Willow's motivation could have been explored better. The fact is, what she did was ridiculous. Like, not ridiculous in a this story's ridiculous and bad kind of way, but ridiculous in a like, what you did what kind of way. I wanted to see more of her grappling with the struggle of that. I mean, I liked getting to see her perspective, but I thought it would have humanized her and immersed me even more if she struggled more with this decision. Instead, it was a very impulsive thing. She steals the drug, she injects it into the girl, and then everything goes up in flames, right? I would have rather seen Willow, you know, struggle for a longer time, like, is this okay? Am I ever gonna forgive myself? No, Willow's like basically a sociopath. In her mind, she's like, finding a cure is the most important thing, so I'll sacrifice this human life. It's totally cool. Like, she never shows a moment of empathy. So like, the fact that she's like so sociopathic is like, it's really interesting. So I was following that, but I thought maybe it would have made more sense if Willow had started to show signs of Alzheimer's, because she just watched her father die and she's worried it's gonna get passed on to her. But so far her worry, it seems a little bit premature because she's not showing any signs of it yet, and if she is going to, it's probably going to be a couple decades in the future. So I get why she wants to get the ball rolling on the research, but taking to that extreme of an action, it felt very urgent, and I feel like it would have made more sense if she had like started to have signs of Alzheimer's herself, if she started noticing some of the symptoms and started worrying that she had to do this now before her own mind started to slip. Like, I think that might have been a better way to increase the tension. But that's really my only negative about this book. Other than that, I was like hooked. So I definitely recommend She's Not Here. This is, once again, another AuthorTuber book that I read and loved. So far, I've been loving pretty much every AuthorTuber book that I've been reading. So congratulations, AuthorTube, you're doing a great job. Today we're in the spirit of supporting small businesses. It's my first ever piece of merch, my tote bag. I am proud to be a small business supporter. I am going to be shopping with this on Small Business Saturday, which is the day after Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving. So the Small Business Saturday is 2 days after Thanksgiving. On Small Business Saturday, it's very common to see people using those bags that say shop small on them. Those are put out by American Express. American Express is not a small business. I'm a small business, so I'm going to compete with them. So here is the Proud to be a Small Business Supporter tote bag. It is available in my merch store, which is linked in the description below. It is the first piece of merch. The other pieces of merch that I've been talking about, I'm going to release when I hit 1,500 subscribers, so stay tuned for that because I've got some fun t-shirts. This is all my original art. I did a video showing my process for creating this art. I am really excited about this bag, so if you guys want to go shop at some small businesses and you want to support me, a fellow small business owner, in the process, then go ahead and check out this bag. Also, because we are in November right now, it is the holiday season. That's what we call it at the Forever Home Friends. For those of you who don't know, the Forever Home Friends is my series of children's books and stuffed animals, all based on real rescue dogs. We donate part of our profits to local animal shelters, so it's a win-win for everyone. And right now, we have special deals for the holiday season going on. Basically, what this includes is that we have a limited edition Happy Holidays collection. This includes our Happy Holidays t-shirt, our Happy Holidays beanie, and also special versions of the stuffed animals. So for example, we've got Allie the Holiday Princess, who has her little princess crown and her little wand. All of the versions of the stuffed animals include a handmade scarf that has a little heart paw print on it. It's very cute. So please check out foreverhomefriends.com. You can only get these limited edition items until the end of December, and for the stuffed animal collections, it is going to be only until we run out. So I have a very limited number of them. When they run out, they are totally gone. Make sure you snag one of them before time is up. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of the book She's Not Here. Let me know what you've thought of other AuthorTuber books. Let me know what AuthorTuber book I should read next. I will see you guys again soon, but in the meantime, don't forget to support small businesses. Happy reading!